Welcome to my channel. Have you ever taken a moment to really look at your spare change? Most of us barely glance at coins as we toss them into a jar or use them to pay for a coffee. But every now and then, among the dimes, nickels, and quarters, there's a hidden treasure, one that tells a story far richer than its face value. Today, we're diving deep into one such coin. It's small, silver-colored, and easy to miss, yet in the right hands, it's worth far more than the 10 cents it claims to be. This is the story of the 2013 Roosevelt dime, mint mark P, a humble coin that caught the attention of collectors and enthusiasts alike, and for good reason. To appreciate the significance of this tiny treasure, we have to go back in time. Not just to 2013, when it was minted, but much further, to understand how the Roosevelt dime came to be and why this particular year's edition is so special. In 1946, following the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the U.S. Mint released a new dime in his honor. Roosevelt wasn't just a beloved president, he was also instrumental in founding the March of Dimes, an initiative that raised money to fight polio. What better way to honor his legacy than by placing his image on the 10-cent coin? Since then, the Roosevelt dime has been a staple of American currency, quietly circulating through millions of pockets, cash registers, and vending machines. Now, fast forward to 2013. In many ways, it was a year like any other for coin production in the United States. The Philadelphia Mint, denoted by the P mint mark, struck millions of Roosevelt dimes as it always did. In fact, the total number of 2013 P Roosevelt dimes minted was over 1.5 billion. That's right, billion, with a B. At first glance, there's nothing rare about a coin that's been produced in such massive quantities. And yet, this particular dime stands apart. You might be wondering, how can a coin with over a billion copies be worth anything more than face value? The answer lies in the details, those tiny, often overlooked imperfections and anomalies that send collectors into a frenzy. Some of the most valuable 2013 Roosevelt dimes are those with striking errors. A misaligned die, an off-center strike, or a double die can transform an ordinary coin into a collectible. But even more intriguing are the high-grade examples, the coins that have never seen circulation, preserved in near-perfect condition from the moment they left the mint. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, with mint state, MS, grades reserved for uncirculated coins. An MS-70 coin is a flawless gem, essentially perfect under magnification. While MS-70 Roosevelt dimes from 2013 are extraordinarily rare, even coins graded MS-67 or MS-68 can fetch impressive prices due to their scarcity in such condition. Collectors go wild for these anomalies. Error coins from 2013 have shown up on auction sites and at coin shows, sometimes fetching hundreds of dollars depending on the nature and severity of the error. It's a reminder that even in a world of mass production, accidents can create art. Then there's the matter of population reports. When a coin is graded, that information is stored in a database, giving collectors a sense of how many high-grade examples exist. For the 2013 P Roosevelt dime, coins graded MS-68 or above are extremely rare, with only a handful documented. This rarity drives up demand and price, and this is where the story gets even more exciting. In recent years, a specific 2013 P Roosevelt dime, graded MS-68 with full torch designation, meaning the lines on the torch are fully struck and perfectly defined, was sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $130. That's 1,300 times its face value. Imagine that for a moment. A single dime, the kind you might use to pay a parking meter, suddenly transformed into a collector's item worth over $100. That's the magic of numismatics. It rewards the careful eye, the curious mind, and the persistent treasure hunter. So, what should you do if you want to get in on the action? Start by checking your change. Look closely at every dime you come across. You're not just looking for a 2013 date and a P mint mark, you're also inspecting for sharp details, clean surfaces, and potential errors. If you find something that looks promising, consider getting it graded. While there's a cost to grading, it can be well worth it if your coin turns out to be a hidden gem. You don't need to be an expert to begin collecting. In fact, One of the joys of numismatics is how accessible it is. Coins are everywhere. You don't need to invest thousands of dollars to start. All it takes is a bit of curiosity and a willingness to look at the ordinary with new eyes. So next time you get change at the store, don't just drop those coins into a cup holder or a piggy bank. Take a moment. Look closer. You never know, one of those dimes might just be the 2013 Roosevelt dime, perfectly struck, shimmering with luster, and worth far more than 10 cents. Maybe even worth $130. And if it is, well, now you know exactly what you're holding. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more numismatic deep dives, and share your coin finds in the comments. You never know, your next pocket change might just be a hidden treasure. Today, we're diving deep into a little piece of American history that fits right in the palm of your hand, the 1996 Roosevelt dime, specifically the one with the P mint mark. On the surface, it might seem like just another dime, a simple 10-cent coin you find loose in your pocket or stuck between the couch cushions. But as we'll discover, this tiny coin tells a much bigger story, packed with history, artistry, and, surprisingly, value. Picture this, it's 1996. The United States is in the midst of a cultural and technological shift. The internet is starting to catch on, cell phones are becoming a fixture in some pockets, and America is looking forward to a new millennium. Against this backdrop, the United States Mint continues its age-old tradition of producing coins, crafting millions of dimes every year. Among these is the Roosevelt dime, a staple since 1946, featuring the distinguished profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd president, remembered for his leadership through the Great Depression and World War II. But why Roosevelt? And why has this dime remained unchanged for so long? The story begins shortly after Roosevelt's death in 1945. He had been a beloved figure, not just for his presidency but also for his connection to the March of Dimes, a foundation aimed at combating polio, a disease he personally battled. To honor him, the Mint introduced the Roosevelt dime in 1946, replacing the winged Liberty Head dime, commonly known as the Mercury dime. Fast forward 50 years, and the design remains nearly identical. Roosevelt's profile, a symbol of hope and resilience, continues to grace the coin. The reverse side features a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. It's a design steeped in symbolism, carefully chosen to reflect American ideals. Now, focusing on the 1996 Roosevelt dime with the P mint mark, the P stands for the Philadelphia Mint, the primary facility for producing U.S. coins. Unlike many coins minted there for decades, the Philadelphia Mint only began adding the P mint mark to dimes in 1980. Before then, dimes from Philadelphia had no mint mark at all. So, when you see a 1996 Roosevelt dime with a P, you're holding a coin minted in Philadelphia, with that subtle letter nestled next to the date on the obverse, a detail that collectors scrutinize closely. But what makes the 1996 P Roosevelt dime stand out from the millions produced that year? And why has it become a sought-after piece among numismatists, coin collectors, and investors alike? Then, there's the story of mint errors and variations, fascinating quirks that can make a coin far more valuable than its face value. For instance, some 1996 Roosevelt dimes might exhibit slight doubling in the date or mint mark or tiny die cracks, imperfections in the minting process that, when rare, turn these coins into sought-after collectibles. Now, you might be wondering, what's the value of a typical 1996 P Roosevelt dime? Well, in circulated condition, it's usually worth its face value, 10 cents. But as we've explored, coins in uncirculated or proof condition, or those graded highly by professional graders, have a significantly higher market value. And here's the big reveal: a top-quality 1996 P Roosevelt dime, graded MS 65 or better, is currently valued at around $144. That's right, $144 for a dime that cost 10 cents when it was minted. Why such a jump? Several factors play into this. First, the market for collectible coins has grown immensely. More people are interested in owning a tangible piece of history, something that can be both a hobby and an investment. The rarity of high-grade coins from the 1990s has increased as fewer coins remain in mint condition, and collectors eagerly compete to add these gems to their collections. Second, the historical significance tied to Roosevelt adds emotional and cultural value. It's not just a coin, it's a symbol of perseverance, leadership, and American resilience. If you're a collector, adding a high-grade 1996 P. Roosevelt dime can be a highlight of your collection, a small coin with a big story. If you're an investor, it represents an opportunity to own a rare, tangible asset with a proven track record of appreciation. It's fascinating how something so small can hold such significance. The Roosevelt dime, especially the 1996 P. Mint Mark version, is more than just currency. It's a bridge between the past and present, a tiny piece of art and history you can carry with you. In the end, whether you're a coin enthusiast or just someone curious about what might be hiding in your pocket change, the 1996 Roosevelt dime with the P. Mint mark reminds us that value often lies beneath the surface, waiting to be discovered. So next time you find a dime, take a closer look. You never know, you might just be holding a treasure worth $144 in your hand. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the 1996 P. Roosevelt dime. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating coin tales and collectibles insights. And if you have any coins you're curious about, drop a comment below. I'd love to help uncover their stories.